So I think Ray and Lee are still missing. Do you know anything about them? Do they join today? Well, Frau Frisch is joining today, and so we're going to ask her until when she get here with the audio as well. Hello. Someone is joining by phone?
Jetzt kann ich Sie hören.
Ah, sehr gut. Hallo, Frau Frisch.
Ja, ich muss mich wieder, ne?
Ja.
Also ich sehe euch alle, aber also ich muss mich telefonisch immer zusätzlich einwählen. Ne?
Okay.
Weil bei uns die IT mich da irgendwie einfach weigert freizuschalten. Das ganze Haus darf und macht lustig, nur Professor Du und ich, wir dürfen nicht. Ja, ich weiß ja auch nicht, was das ist. Gut, ich sehe 5, 6 sind drin.
Nee, das ist, glaube ich, irritierend, weil Sie werden zweimal gezählt.
Ach, das bin ich.
Genau.
Ich bin zweimal gezählt, genau.
Wir haben jetzt 3 dabei. Chen Su, hier Hui Liang und Xiao Chen.
Genau,
Es fehlt noch
Lee.
Ray war letztes Mal dabei und Lee fehlt. Der war letztes Mal auch nicht dabei. Und ich habe
am Dienstag.
Am Dienstag nicht dabei und heute auch nicht. Ich habe auch noch keine Antwort bekommen, wo er ist.
Okay, ich frage mal Frau Su Chen. 请问李先生在哪里？
Ich weiß das nicht.
Der Schlingel hier, den werde ich mal anfunken, ne, wo der sich rumtreibt.
Ja, also die dann fehlen, müssen eben auch schauen, wie sie sich in die Projektarbeit integrieren. Aber das
eben, genau, genau. Okay.
Haben Sie von Frau Wu nochmal Feedback bekommen?
Da haben wir, die überlegt noch, da haben wir noch keine Rückmeldung bekommen.
Okay. Dann plane ich erstmal nicht konkret mit ihr,
genau.
sondern wenn sie dazukommen sollte, dann kommt sie einfach noch zusätzlich in ein Projektteam.
Genau, eben. Okay. Und dann haben wir da ist noch eine Frau Chen, die dürfte Chen Yinghong.
Das müsste Ray sein, oder? Glaube ich. Ich guck mal gerade.
Ich weiß nicht, wie sie sich genannt hat.
Ray. Ja, genau. Das ist Ray.
Die fehlt, war die am Dienstag auch nicht dabei?
Die war am Dienstag dabei, heute offensichtlich nicht.
Okay. Ja, die kommt, das ist diejenige, wegen der wir verschoben haben. Wissen Sie, auf Nachmittagszeit.
Ja.
Ne, genau. Dann müsste die jetzt dann auch demnächst hoffentlich reinkommen. Gut, aber beim Herrn Lee, da muss ich mal nachhaken, wo es bei dem Herrn dran hängt.
Ja.
Ne?
Die anderen 4, also die
Genau.
3, die jetzt drin sind und auch Ray, die haben sich auch bereits in den Tools, mit denen ich arbeiten möchte, also Trello und Slack,
Ja.
angemeldet. Das klappt hier alles mit Bildern.
Auch
und so
sehr
weiter.
schön.
Alles super.
Sehr schön.
Gut.
Sehr schön.
Okay.
Okay, gut, dann frage ich noch Frau Liang. Liang 小姐，你还没有发给我一个 email 加你的签名的合同，你不要忘记，好不好？谢谢。So, jetzt können Sie übernehmen. Ich gehe raus. Also, ich höre zu. Ich bin stiller Teilhaber. Jetzt muss ich mir gucken, jetzt sieht das hier wieder anders aus. Ich glaube, wenn ich hier draufklicke, dürfte ich Sie nicht mehr hören und Sie mich auch nicht.
Ich weiß es nicht, ob
Sagen
Sie
Sie mal
mich hören.
Ich höre Sie, hören Sie mich?
Ich höre Sie auch noch, aber ich kann Sie auch einfach auf Stumm schalten.
Schalten Sie mich auf Stumm. Genau,
Okay,
schalten Sie mich auf Stumm.
Schreiben Sie was im Chat, falls Sie sich nicht...
Ich schreibe da was rein.
Genau.
Genau.
Okay.
Ich hebe dann die Hand. Legen Sie los.
Okay, so welcome to you all. Ms. Frisch and I, we had some organizational stuff to discuss, but now we're fine. So there's 2 students missing today, as you already noticed, and yeah, Ms. Frisch will support me to clarify this. And so we can start now with the lesson of today. I'm going to share my screen, so you already know how it's working. Okay, so you should see my screen now. So today is our 3rd lesson, as you know, and we have almost the same agenda like like on Tuesday. So we're going to talk a bit about organizational stuff. We're going to go deeper into the project work, because until tomorrow you have to finally choose your project. We will have a short repetition of the marketing content of Tuesday, and we will go a bit deeper into marketing as well today. And of course, you're going to have an outlook for the next lessons and next days, especially. So, and I think there's someone joining as well. Lee, welcome to our session. Happy to see you back again. We already started with the presentation of today, going through the agenda of today. And yeah, first part would be the organization. And yeah, so I've got just some notice for you, some information. It would be great if you can keep these the things in mind. It would be great just for my planning of the lessons that you send me and the other participant a note if you cannot attend a lesson. That can be, of course, because of conflicts with other courses, you have to work, or you're sick or whatever. Just send a note. I prefer if you send it via Slack. We will check the tool later on again. And last time we talked about your nicknames and how I can call you, or you can call each other. And if you can write down these nicknames like Ray and Zoe, then in the tools would be great. And I would be really happy if you still use the chat frequently in the Zoom function. It worked perfectly last time, I think. Just give me some feedback if you hear me or if the connection is poor. I think today it might be a bit challenging because I had some difficulties with the connection. So just let me know if you don't understand anything. Sometimes the sound just flips off, or the video is stopping. Just let me know. And here's just an idea that makes chatting easy. You don't always have to write words. You can just agree with a double plus or 1 plus, or disagree. Something's not working with a minus. So that's it for the organization. Do you have anything to add? Okay. know. The project work. So on Tuesday, we talked about the requirements of the project work, like the guidelines. You received a document that guides you and tells you what are the requirements regarding the project report and the presentation and the handout, and also tells you what how the grading is going on. We talked about the topic selections and the company case you will be working on. And today I want to clarify how many teams we are going to build. And we also talked last time about the handbook of academic writing, but for today this is not that important. So what I want to do is to talk with you about the topic selection, team building. What I remember is that Zoe, Chen, Liang, and Ray preferred topic number 5, and second best topic would be topic number 3. Lee, question to you. Which topic would you prefer? You also received the topic selection on Sunday.
Yeah, I would prefer number 3 or number 5.
The same, okay. Okay, so what I was thinking of was the idea that if we are 5 in this class, seems to be like this, it might be more efficient and more productive for you if we would build just one team. So that would mean that all of you could work on topic number 5. So if you say this is your preferred topic, then we will build one project team for this semester. But take into account that the more people working on a project, the more difficult communication and coordination can be. So it's your choice if you want to work on one topic with 5 people working on it, or working on 2 topics with 3 and 2 people. So just what do you want to do? So do you all want to work on topic number 5 together? So it means that you have to dive deeper into the topic. That's good, because you will learn a bit more. And I would support you with the coordination. What do you think? You can write it in the chat. So do you want to work with 5, with all of your classmates, with 5 team members on topic number 5, the entering a new market? Then just send me a plus or double plus in the chat. So Chen is fine with that. Who else? Zoe, Liang, Lee? Or do you need a bit more time, and do you want to discuss this afterwards? So until tomorrow, the teams have to be settled. But the earlier you do it, the more time you have to prepare classes for Tuesday.
Oh, that's okay. Okay for me, but I'm not sure about it. This, because I just think we should be 2 teams, and maybe I just say maybe we should have a Chinese team and a German team, because we both can talk to each other in the same time.
Yeah. And
if all of us are in the same group, maybe it's a problem of time, because
it's a bit more challenging. That's true.
Yes.
Because of the time zones. Yeah, but that's real project work. So it's your decision. As I said, it's self-organized team building. And I just wanted to open the options to you. So because you're not 6 or 9 students anymore, so probably only 5, I just wanted to hand over the decision to you if you want to build 1 or 2 teams. But if you want to, maybe it's a very important thought about thinking about the time zones and to take them into account. So I would just hand over the decision to you, and I expect a decision until tomorrow from you. So if you want to build 2 teams or 1 team, and also to decide if you want to work on which topic. So it's topic 5 or 3, but different teams have to work on different topics. That's the requirement from my side. Maybe just one idea when I'm thinking about the time zones. So I assume that you have to talk not like frequently every week outside of our classes, because we will have in every class we will have a time frame for the project work to discuss open topics, and you can also meet up with your team members. We will have enough time. And so I think coordination and communication outside of our lessons, of our already scheduled lessons, can also be handled by Slack, the communication tool, and Trello, or by email as you prefer. So yeah, just think about it and decide until tomorrow. I'm looking forward to your decision. I know it's not easy.
We will have a discussion outside of the class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine for me. Okay. So just a quick view on our timeline of the project work. We are here in this area where we are here in the area of team building, and you already received the mission details, and so we will have an outlook as well later. But until tomorrow, you have to decide about the team and the topic, and you have to do a brief preparation for Tuesday, because Tuesday we're going to have our project kick-off. So if we're 1 team, we will do it together, and if we are 2 teams, we will split up. I will give you some guidance about project planning, and so you can afterwards, after Tuesday, set up your detailed project plan based on Trello, the Trello tool, and you can define about roles and tasks and responsibilities and so on. This will happen next week. Okay, this is the same. You already know, report submission and presentation and grading starts in June. So what kind of questions do you have right now regarding the project work?
Clear.
Sorry?
All clear.
Okay, that's great. Happy to hear. So we're gonna talk about last lesson. As you know, from today on, it will be your part to repeat the content of the previous lessons. But for today, because it was just a small amount yesterday on Tuesday, we will go together through the repetition. And I just entered the same slides like Tuesday. We talked about marketing, and I asked you what marketing in general is. And of course, you already made it clear. It's to understand customers' needs and to promote the company's products and services. And it's also a very strategic work. Yeah, it's not only about advertising, it's much more. And I brought you some definitions of marketing. I wanted to point out with that one that the marketing definition in a scientific work was already stated in 1920, 100 years ago, and it's very close to the current definitions. They say it's a mindset, and it's about analysis, planning, and implementation. And as I already told you on Tuesday, this is one of my favorite definitions, that the aim of marketing is to know and understand the customer so well the product or service fits him and sells itself. So I think this is you also noticing a trend today in marketing and business development, that it's becoming more and more customer centric again. So I think we lost a bit the client within the last years, but now we're focusing more and more again on the customer, and to understand them and to produce products or prototypes as first, receive early feedback by the clients to further development the products and services, taking the customers' ideas and feedbacks into account. Yeah, that's just repetition. Marketing ensures that the strategy of a company becomes reality, because usually the strategy of a company, of course, includes the selling of a product or service and market growth. And without marketing and sales activities, which are part of the marketing, this wouldn't be possible. So it's very important to understand that it's a strategical relevant function of a company. So very important parts of marketing is the market research, that says that we have to gather information to understand the customer. It's a segmentation of customer groups, because we can do market research in a better way and do the following positioning work better if we know, or if we divide the customers into different segments. Yeah, we can, for example, younger people and older people, or who have who have other specific needs. And when we do that, we are able to do a very proper positioning. We also talked a bit about the marketing mix. This is a 4P marketing mix with product, promotion, price, and place. The product leads to the product policy leads to a solution which meets the customer's needs. The promotion defines the communication and information about the product or service. The price policy decides about the value. Do I go with a higher price or with a lower pricing to have kind of rebates or something like this? And the place is the way where the customer gets access to the products and services. And yeah, I told you that the 4P is still relevant, but there were some developments. The 4P model was created by McCarthy in 1960, and already 18 years later, Judd added another aspect, the people aspect. That means the personal policy we're talking here about. And that means, what do we do with our internal human resources? And then Kotler, for example, who is very wide known in marketing. He wrote a lot of basic marketing books like Principles of Marketing, which are used worldwide in studies. He added other aspects like the political power and also the public opinion information. It's kind of PR work, public relations. And then there was, for example, Brooms and Beitner. They added also the process and the physical evidence, for example. So you see there are very different types, but in every version, you see that the product price, place, and promotion is the important part. It's like the core, and every other P goes around. And Baumgartner, for example, created 15 Ps. That's quite a lot, and I don't know if it's that easy to work with in practice.
Sorry, I want to ask, what's the meaning of physical evidence?
Physical evidence, that's about the need of a product in, how can I explain? I'm missing the English word.
Oh, well, you can speak German.
But then the others won't understand. So it means physical evidence.
Also, bitteschön.
So I think how I'm really struggling a bit how to explain it in English. I maybe try. So how product is not only design, but the approach, the added value, for example, it's kind of the added value felt by the customer. I think this might be a good explanation for the physical evidence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So in an objective way, I think this is the difference. It's there's an objective way of defining the added value, and of course a personal way of feeling the added value. Yeah. I hope that helps a bit, but I can deliver a bit more information afterwards.
Well, you can send the
idea.
German,
yeah.
Send German in the email later.
Okay. So this is where we end up last time, and of course I want to dive a bit deeper today. I will follow up on the 5P today because, as you see, there are many ideas and many versions of the P model. I think the one you could really work with in practice is the 5. But this is my opinion. Of course, there are companies and people who are working preferably with a 6P or another model, or who have designed their own way. But I think if you want to create a basis, then you're always going right, focusing on the 5P and then adding something which is special for your company and for your situation. So I said it's a product, it's a place, it's promotion, it's people, and you create always this kind of policy. That means the way you are working around a policy or a way of working you created around one of these factors. For example, the product policy means how is your product portfolio created? Do you have just one product type or different types? Do you have different services to reach different types of clients or different segments of customers? And it's the product portfolio is also a very strategic task, I would say. That means you have usually you have your basis products, and then you have, for example, products you created more for a promotional reason or a sales reason. You don't earn a lot of money with these products. They are not your cash cows, but they lead to more business with clients, for example. And then, as I said, you have the basis, and on top you have very special products, maybe individual solutions for your clients, to add on your basis products. The product development and innovation is also very important, that you understand. You always have to watch the market, to receive customer feedback, and then you are able to further development your product in a way that it still, that it always fits the customer's needs. Or maybe you are also able to do some really innovation stuff, and you have to define, do you want to focus more on an optimization approach, or do you want to be an innovator? Then the differentiation, the product differentiation means how do I differentiate my products from the products of our competitors? So what's the USP of our product, and how can I stay out these differences? What's better than the products of our competitors? And also part of the product policy is, if you take the customer or the target group of your customers into account, it's a naming and branding. Yeah? So it really depends on which group you are targeting on. And of course, you can add some additional services, after sales services, and so on. Yes, so I realized Ray is also back into our class. Welcome to you. No worries with your work, with your laptop. I hope it's working now and you can join the class. So let's go further on the marketing mix. The second part, the pricing policy, it includes the price structure. So maybe you have like a basic pricing model, a standard pricing model, and you use it, it's the same price every time. And you can also decide if you have standard pricing and give some discounts or reductions for specific clients. You do it in an individual way. This also depends if you are selling a product or a service as well. The price structure, for example, also includes, imagine you have a pricing for your software you're selling, and as an add-on, you put a special service like implementation support for the product, something like that. It's also part of the pricing policy. Terms of payment are part of the pricing policy, and also terms of delivery. Yeah. So promotion policy is number 3 of the marketing mix. It includes the direct and indirect marketing, and it includes online marketing or personal sales. Yeah, maybe you have a sales department and a sales team. They go out and are in direct contact with the clients, and in addition, for example, you do some online marketing. You have a website, you do some advertising by Google or on other pages, for example, like affiliate marketing. You do it with partners. You can also do kind of event marketing, going to different kinds of events like fairs or as well congresses or something. You can talk about your product, or as well about success stories that are linked to your products. And also the public relations strategy is part of the promotion policy. So number 4, placement policy. It's the sales structure. That means, do you do sales with a sales team? Do you do it indirect or in a direct way? What are your sales options? maybe you work, you do not do advertising, but you work a lot via your networks, for example, with partnerships and companies that can be built around your product. For example, imagine you are selling an IT product and there's also an implementation partner you're working with. Then you can send leads or hand over leads, customer leads to each other. And also the logistics system is very important, especially if you're talking about real products. Then you have to design a process how to deliver your product from your company to the sales store, to an online store, or directly to the customers. So number 5, the personal, to end this marketing mix for today, the personal policy. It means we're talking about the human resource management internally and the resource planning. It's really important because you can define a lot of, you can define a strategy around the marketing mix, but if you don't have the needed resources, the needed employees who are capable and able to do that job, to do the sales delivery, to do the marketing and the advertising, then you will fail, of course. So you have to take into account also your resources and capacities if you want to build up working marketing strategy. And that also means you have to think about the development, the personal and technical development of your staff. And for example, also how to motivate them. People can be motivated more in an intrinsic way or as well in an extrinsic way. And then you have to create different types of incentives. Some people are more interested in being promoted or being responsible for a very sensitive task, and others are more motivated by money, of course. So you have to analyze what your people, what your staff needs to be motivated to implement your marketing strategy. Yeah, and if you combine all these aspects, you will create a marketing mix to approach your sub-markets and customer groups with your products and services. So, what do you think about that? What are your ideas? Do you have any questions, or are you missing something, for example? Everything clear for you?
Oh, yes. And we just finished the discuss on our WeChat group. We want a single team.
So you will be one project team.
Yes.
Okay, and you choose topic number 5. That's right.
Yes.
Okay, so we will after the marketing part of today, we will get back to the next steps. So thank you for the feedback. That's great. Yeah, really looking forward how you will manage this project then. I'm sure you will be successful. Okay, so the marketing mix we checked before, we took a look at before, of course, can only work if we already know how the marketing chances are, and therefore we need to do a company analysis and also an environmental analysis with a market, industry, and competitive analysis. And all this information we gather, we go dive deeper later on, we can bring together in a SWOT analysis, and this leads to our business, our individual business strategy. The second step would be then the design of the marketing strategy with the segmentation of clients, the definition of the target market, and also the positioning. And Then, as a third step, we would create the marketing mix. And sorry, there's someone entering, of course. We will be able to create a marketing mix that really fits to our company and our marketing strategy. And what's pretty important, of course, is also to establish a system for controlling evaluation and adaptation, because now it looks like a process which starts from 1 to 4, but in practice, it's more like a life cycle. So that means you start with the analysis of your company and the environment, then you design the strategy, and you design also the marketing mix, the instruments, and you will deliver what you define here, and then you control and maybe you adapt, and then you have to take maybe have to do an extended analysis, and maybe you have to redesign your strategy or parts of your strategy, and you also have to adapt some aspects of your marketing mix. For example, you have to adapt your pricing. And so imagine that this is also like a life cycle of marketing. Okay, before we before we go into the details of this kind of analysis, I would suggest a small break. As you know, we're going to take just 10 minutes, and I don't know, Ray, we talked about the music. Maybe you have got some rock music for us today for the break.
Yes.
So we would love to listen, and yeah, I would give you 10 minutes of break. We see you in 10 minutes at 25.
Guys, we hope you enjoy this cover of Ed Sheeran's Shape of You. We're doing it a little different this time. We're actually going to be filming it on an iPhone and editing the entire video on an app called VideoShop.
How will we pull it off?
Find
That's
out
crazy.
next. But seriously, click the link in the description below. Download VideoShop. It's a great, easy way to edit videos. And yeah, watch this cover, and we hope you enjoy. Peace out.
Shape of you, we push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too, I'm in love with your body. And last night you were in my room, and now my bed sheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with your body. 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 Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. 1 weekend, we let the story begin. We're going out on our first date. You and me, we're thrifty, circle all you can eat. Fill up your bag and I'll fill up a plate. We top out push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too, I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room, and now my bedsheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with your body. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you.やっと目を覚ましたかい。それなのになぜ目も合わせやしないんだい。遅いよと怒る君、これでもやれるだけ飛ばしてきたんだよ。心が体を追い越してきたんだよ。君の髪や瞳だけで胸が痛いよ。同じ時を吸い込んで離したくないよ。遥か昔から知るその声に生まれて初めて何を言えばいい。君の全然前世から僕は君を探し始めたよ。その不吉祥な笑い方をめがけてやってきたんだよ。君が全部なくなってチリチリになったって、もう迷わない、また一から探し始めるさ。むしろゼロからまた宇宙を始めてみようか。どっから話すかな、君が眠っていた間のストーリー。何億何光年分の物語を語りに来たんだよ。けどいざその姿この目に映すと、君も知らぬ君とされて戯れたいよ。君の消えぬ痛みまで愛してみたいよ。銀河何個分かの果てに出会えた、その手を壊さずどう握ったならいい。君の全然前世から僕は君を探し始めたよ。その騒がしい声と涙をめがけやってきたんだよ。そんな革命前夜の僕らを誰が止めるというんだろう。もう迷わない君のハートに旗を立てるよ。君は僕から諦め方を奪い取ったの。
So I was on mute. Thank you, Ray, for this great break. I hope you dance a bit. And you're fresh back for the second part of our session today. Did there come up any questions regarding the topics we are talking before about? Okay, because I did some additional research because I was not really happy with my answer regarding the physical evidence. And yeah, it's about the added value, as I said, and in an objective way, but it's also about, you can say, the environment. For example, if you promising high quality standards with your product and also with your pricing, then also the environment that the customer can feel and experience should should support this kind of branding you try to set up. That means, for example, if you go in a high class restaurant and the toilets are poor, then this doesn't fit with your branding, and this is the physical evidence. I think this makes it a bit more clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally understand now.
Okay. Okay. So then we're gonna go back with the presentation and do. That was too quick. So we were talking about the marketing management process before the break. So there's first step analysis of the marketing chances with the company and environmental analysis. Then you have to design the marketing strategy, and afterwards you have to create and implement the marketing mix. And also they have to be kind of controlling, because maybe you have to adapt something. And as I said, it's more like a process, like a circle that goes around and around to optimize your processes and as well your products and your marketing approach. And what we're going to do today as well is to dive a bit deeper into this kind of analysis. And probably next time or from next time on, we're going to talk about the marketing strategy, how segmentation, target market definition, positioning takes place. So taking a look into the company analysis, there's a model which is quite known, which is pretty useful and still up to date, although it's 20 years old, Porter's value chain. Do you already heard about the value chain? Just give me a quick feedback per chat. It's not working, so sorry, I have some issues to open the chat window. There it. So. Okay, what about the Porter's value chain? Have you ever heard about the value chain? Just a plus for yes or a minus for no, you don't know anything.
Yeah, I already started that.
So
I'm afraid I have already studied it before.
Okay. No worries. Some repetition won't be bad, I think.
Yeah.
I always learn a bit more about something or realize some new aspects when I repeat some methods or models. Well, okay.
Yeah, there's a famous word in China: repeat what you learn, and then you can get something new.
Yeah, that's true. And there's also this, do you know this, how is it called? See one, do one, teach one, especially when you teach one. Then, so in this, when you do, you see one, you learn something in a theoretical way, then you try to apply it. And if you then try to explain it to someone, usually then it makes real sense and works in every part of your brain. Yeah. Okay, so just a quick repetition for all of you, and we will get then watch a video with a practical use of the value chain. Porter defined these primary activities in a company, which means you have these inbound logistics, so we are talking more about industrial processes, so the production of products. You have incoming goods, incoming by your suppliers, and you need some storage and so on. You have operations. This is the productional aspect when you create a product using your internal and external resources. And of course, then you have these outbound logistics because you have to deliver the product to your clients or marketing and sales partners. And the fourth part is the marketing and sales, of course, with the 4P. You see it: price, placement, promotion, processes, product, etc. And we have additional services, which means it's the consulting around the service, the implementation, or they call it here installation, configuration of a product or a machine. You have maintenance of a product, of a software, something like that, and other kinds of after sales, which means you want to do some upselling or cross-selling as well. And this is the base or the core activity, the core process of your company, but there are also some supportive activities. It's the infrastructure, which means the leadership, the vision, mission, strategy, but also the financial management. Then you have human resource management. We already talked about that before, that you need to know what kind of resources and competences you do have in-house, and also what's needed to create, sell, and deliver your product. And you have to do the resource planning and also the resource development. Then you have technology, because of course you have to create and or buy different kinds of IT systems to process your services and to ensure your processes internally. And you have, of course, the procurement, because you have to buy raw materials, IT equipment, services, of course. You also need facility services. You need a cleaning company for your offices, whatever. So it's a wide range of products and services you have to buy to ensure that your primary activities or your core process can be fulfilled. And all this leads to so-called margin. And yeah, for you, from a marketing perspective, if you want to sell products, you have to have a clear view on the availability of resources, like what kinds of materials, people, competences do we have in-house. You have to be able to use your resources, your internal resources. That means you have to create structures. That's, for example, this firm infrastructure. You have to design processes and optimize them, and you have to implement systems that support it. And yeah, of course, as I said, you have to define your core competences. If you take a look from a marketing perspective on the value chain, because these core competences will lead to kind of a USP, unique selling proposition. You have to realize, you have to analyze what's special about our product, or also our production process. Of course, maybe we do it in we have high quality standards, or sometimes also that the fact that we employ happy people and that we are a really good employer can also be a sales aspect, a reason why people buy your products or your services. Also see the sustainable aspect or green and ecological aspects. This also can lead to specific branding of your company. And as I mentioned or said before, I want to see a small video. I noticed last time that some of you really like burgers, and so and that food is really it's a good topic to talk about. And maybe keeps your attention. I found a video of McDonald's about what's the value chain. So the Porter value chain. See this, especially the primary activities. How you can apply this on a special example called McDonald's. So we're gonna. I hope it works. As I said, my connection today is not that good. Please let me know if you can see and hear the presentation. So this is the first part. It's the inbound logistic. I will do some breaks because I think it's a bit too fast with the text. Yes, I said this is the first part of the primary process, the inbound logistic. McDonald's has to has some suppliers which organize the raw materials, and for example, the beef. It's very special for them. This is part of the inbound logistic. And you've seen Coca-Cola is, for example, the only supplier for soft drinks of McDonald's. So it's a partnership. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have a very special process. So this is the operation part, the second section of the Porter's chain. They created a so-called speedy system. And yeah, you will see what special process steps they implemented. For example, a very large grill where one person can cook a lot of burgers. I think you've seen it. It's very, very big, this grill platform. And so they want to realize a very quick delivery process of the products for their clients. Yeah, they have a dressing. People added the same condiments to every burger. That means they designed this dressing station in a way that nothing can go wrong. You know, you take dressing number 1, number 2, number 3, and so on. And they also decide, it's also automated how much dressing, ketchup, or whatever will be put on a burger. Fryer. Soda counter. Okay, this was the operations. So this is how they create their products, and this is where they add the value to the customer, the real value. And now we're on the third part, the outbound logistic. So before the product, which has been created, will be delivered to the customer. So quality control, freight truck inspection. This is the fourth part, marketing and sales. As you can see, they use print and media advertising, and they also created some special promotions. Like working with Nickelodeon, being a sponsor for the Olympic Games. And now we are taking a look at the supportive activities or secondary activities like procurement, HR, so on. Let's see what McDonald's is doing. The infrastructure, oh, that was very quick also for me. So they say they are using an advanced IT system and maintaining the green activities. This is, of course, some information McDonald's provides. But I have never been working for McDonald's, so I don't know how advanced, for example, the IT system or the internal processes are. What I can say is, for example, in the Corona crisis, they were really quick in finding a solution, what they could do with their staff, because they had to close the restaurants, as you know, also in Germany. And yes. What they did then is that they offered their personal staff to Aldi, which is a discounter service, like a supermarket here in Germany. And so it's a partnership now between Aldi and McDonald's, and McDonald's staff is now working for Aldi, because Aldi needs a lot of more staff right now. And this is something very flexible, or this shows a lot of flexibility and innovative energy in this company. So the technology, what they also did is they modernized it's not only the internal technology, also the technology you can experience when you are walking into a restaurant, for example. I saw that they now have counters with a touch screen, and you can order
yes.
before going to the counter. And so they try to use technology also to establish or support their market position, not only for internal processes.
Yes, but I want to say in China, we did it all of the things.
You did?
Just on our.
You did what?
We did all these things. We don't have such a screen in McDonald's or KFC. We just do everything on our smartphone.
Ah, okay. So you have a special app, for example, an application.
No, it's not a special app. It's not even a special app. It's just it'll be a part of a small program in WeChat or in our Alipay.
Mm-hmm.
Which is much better. I do think that's a better solution, because everyone have a smartphone, and you don't have to put these machines in this restaurant.
So it's much cheaper for McDonald's to.
Yes.
So
we don't see any of these machines screens in China.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe it's especially in Germany or in Europe. I don't really know. Yeah.
Yes.
That's interesting. That means that McDonald's is also doing a lot of market and customers research, and trying to figure out what market needs what kinds of services, product development, and innovation, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
because you were already used to use your phone for every kind of food delivery, they didn't see a need for this kind of terminals, for example. Yeah. Okay. So we will go on with the video. So as you see, they also introduced food delivering services. So this is the next section, human resources. This is just an brief overview of what they offer their staff. Probably you will have similar benefits in other countries, other companies as well. They have a flexible schedule. They have free meal on break, 22 days annual leave. I don't know in which country it is that way. I guess it's the US or something, because in Germany usually you have 24 to 25 days. In many companies you also have 30 days. So what's common in China? How many days of leave do you have?
Well, I'm afraid maybe this it depends. It depends where you are, because if you work in a bigger city, these McDonald's are always they open the whole year.
Yeah.
They open the whole year, even in the midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the New Year. So maybe this, but I'm not quite sure about that.
And how many holidays? How many days off? So not only looking at taking a look at McDonald's, but in general, how many days off do you have in China if you are an employee?
Well, that's really a hard question for me, because I didn't work for this company before.
Okay. And other companies?
I just as a student, I do some practice, but the practice is much more easier than a normal job.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems still good as.
Oh, no worries. So maybe you can all, we will talk about that next lesson. Maybe you can all just talk to your family and your friends and find out what's common in China. How many days, no matter in which kind of company, how many days of holidays, how many days off do you have per year? As I said, in Germany, it's 24 days by law, but many companies offer 30 days. And for example, I was talking to a friend from the Philippines, and they have only 10 days off, and they have so-called sick leave as well. So they have 10 days holidays, and then they have 10 days they can be sick and still be paid. And that's totally different in Germany. And I'm just interested in how it's working in China, or maybe it's different per region. And yeah, that's your homework for the next time, to talk with your friends and families to find out what's common in China.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As a homework, right?
Yeah.
So I have to ask my mom.
Yeah. And yeah, the other students as well. Okay, so let's finish the video. Procurement, the last part of this secondary or supportive processes. So that's it. So we're gonna go back to the presentation. Give me a second. I have to switch. Mm-hmm. So we were here. So for me, it was just important to show you not only the value chain created by Porter and the idea but to show you how it's working in. Oh, sorry. In real life in a company, so you maybe are able now to understand how it might or to adapt the process and the idea, the concept on other companies as well. Do you have any questions so far? Or is it clear? Everything is clear, just write me in the chat or talk to me. Clear? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, sorry, I have some issues with the presentation. So you see my screen?
Yeah.
Slide number 19. Okay. Yeah, great. Thank you. Okay, so we have about 10 minutes left. We will just take a quick view on the market analysis, and then we will stop with the marketing part for today and just discuss the open topics and to-dos regarding the project work. So for today, this is the last part. As I said, the first step is to analyze the marketing chances, and part is, of course, the internal analysis. We did it, for example, with the idea of the value chain of Porter. And the other aspect, of course, is the environment. And one section, as you can see here on this small area, one section of this environmental analysis is the market analysis, and this can be done by quantity. You can check the market share of your competitors and of the products you want to promote and deliver. You can check the market volume, the potential of a market, and the capacity. So this should be done before you're trying to enter a market, and as well, you should do it ongoing, because before you do it, of course, you cannot decide what your market share will be, but you can take a look at the market in general, and of course, check your competitors. Which the market analysis includes also a look onto the competitive market, but you do not do a deep dive into the competitors. This is what you do, for example, with benchmarking. We will come to that later on. And there's also an analysis needed by quality. So that means you will have to analyze the buyer. How old are they? What would be the added value of your buyers, and what would be the frequency? How often will they buy your product or your service, and for what reason? This is meant by the use case. For what reason and purpose do your clients buy your product or your service? Which is quite interesting that sometimes you create a product. I don't know, I don't have a real example, but there's something in my mind. Maybe I can bring that up next time. You create a product and someone buys it, but the person is not using it for its planned purpose, but using it for another purpose. And maybe that one, you have to find out if there's maybe a second purpose, a second use case or a different use case for your tool, because you can open up a new market. And yeah, so this market analysis also includes that you have to analyze which will be the channel. So how will you be able to sell your product? So will you do it in a supermarket? Will you sell your products by other partners? Will you sell it online? What would be the best way to sell this kind of product? And the last part of the quality analysis is the loyalty of your customers, your former customers. Will they stick to your tool? And if yes, why? What are they? Is the buyer structure made like that they are focusing on a brand and staying with this brand, or is it more that they will switch every time, for example, because of a pricing structure? Yeah, this is what you should do as part of the market analysis. Questions so far? Okay, I assume this is a no, so we will just flip some slides. So as I said, it will from now on be in your responsibility to do a small preparation of the content we were talking about today. It's only the chapter 4, that means the content of these marketing aspects, not what I did before with the repetition. So it's about 10 slides or something like that. So 2 of you will be responsible for the repetition of this chapter in the next lesson, and we will just follow up like this. I'm pretty sure the amount will be similar every time. Sometimes it will be a bit more, a bit less, but you see, if you're 2, you will do this also repetitively. And yeah, for today, maybe I will ask who were there from the first moment on. Maybe Zoe and Liang. Would be great if you could do prepare the repetition part for the next time. And yeah, is it okay for you, Liang and Zoe? Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so we will come back to the project work. It's an outlook. You decided. So this is almost done. You did your, or no, this is done already. You told me that you will work in one project team with the topic number 5. So this is already done. That means from now on, you will prepare the kickoff. That means today, tomorrow, until Tuesday. That means please read again the project work requirements and take a look into the handbook of academic writing and read the details of the project mission and your selected topic. And please discuss in your group especially the mission of the project. So for me, it's very important that until Tuesday, you decided what questions do you have regarding the project mission and the topic, and also about how the project work in general will work. And then on Tuesday we will together I will introduce a new method to do, which is called Project Canvas. And this helps us to clarify the project mission. I will do the moderation and you will be the members, but therefore it's important that you before read intensively the mission, you understand everything, or you point out what your questions are, and that you as a team do have a first idea how you will work together in this project, what kind of responsibilities, who maybe will focus on which kinds of tasks. So we can work on this with the Project Canvas method. We will then together do a basic setup in Trello. Lee, I think you're missing still in Trello, so I would ask you to join that platform as well. The link is in the first presentation, given in the first presentation from the 16th, and we can use the board I already created for us. So we will do that on Tuesday together online. And we will also check how we will and you will be able to work in Slack, because as your one project team, you can also use the already created channel, so-called project work. And yeah, that's it for Tuesday. And from then on, from Wednesday on, you will then go into the design of your project plan, and you will define in detail who will take which role in the project, who will be responsible for what kind of tasks, and maybe we will also talk about the regular team meeting. As I said, it will be part of our lessons as well, but maybe you have to arrange other kinds of meetings or just deadlines where you give each other feedback by Slack or email. So everything clear regarding the project work? Okay, thank you. So yeah, 1 minute delay. This is it for today. So I will send you the presentation afterwards. We will meet next time on Tuesday, and Lee, I talked to the other students on Tuesday already, so we will move the meeting to the noon, so also to 12:30 German time. Is that okay for you?
Next Tuesday, 11 German time.
I don't know why, but I cannot hear you.
Yes.
I think Chen was speaking. I couldn't hear you.
Yes, next Tuesday, 11 o'clock German time, we have in class.
你说中文吧，我翻译给他听，我们真的听不清你在讲什么。
下周二11点，我们还有门课要上课。
啊，下周二有课吗 ？Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, it seems we have class in the next week's Tuesday.
What means you have classes?
Yeah, we have another. We may have another classes.
From what time to what time?
Well, 这几点到几点啊？
早上11点。
11 o'clock. 11 o'clock.
Okay, until when?
Until 1 o'clock maybe.
Ah, okay. And this is every Tuesday?
他是每个礼拜都是这个时间吗？我没有看过那个课表，因为法国老师那个课我。
没有确定是不是每个月都是11点开始。
是只有这个礼拜，还是每个礼拜都这样？
他就是下次上课的时候，他才会说什么时候上课，就下次什么时候上课。
Well, the Sally teacher sent us a timetable every week, so we don't know which class we would have in the next week.
Okay, it's a bit difficult because the problem is that the other students still have a conflict with this morning session, and you will probably have a conflict with this noon session. I will reach out to Sabine Frisch after, and we will try to clarify this. But what I understand is that you, Lee and Chen, that you have classes with different with a changing schedule every week. That's right. So you receive the current schedule week by week from this teacher.
Yes, seems we we still didn't get the new email, the new information for that class now.
Okay. So, okay. At the moment, we don't know when we will talk again. So, as I said, I will talk to Ms. Frisch and also the coordination team of the Hochschule, and I will come back to you as soon as possible. You all okay? So.
Okay. Looking forward to your email.
Ms. Frisch want to say something. Yes. Hallo, Frau Frisch.
Okay, ja. Da müssen wir mal gucken. Ich übernehme gerade mal。梁家慧，你这个礼拜发给我一个 email， 你说你从星期一到星期五白天上课，对不对？白天中国时间上课，晚上6点钟之后你可以上我们的课，对不对 ？OK， 这晚上6点钟是。我们德国时间12点钟，别的学生们，你们都可以晚上中国时间晚上6点钟，天天都可以上课吗？所有的学生
可以，
应该可以。陈林红，你说你给我写你是从你星期四跟星期五。晚上6点钟之后才可以上课，对不对？
不是，都可以，因为我跟
都可以。
对。
OK， 所以这是梁家慧，你天天晚上6点钟之后才可以上课，对不对 ？OK， 那我们要安排课表。快要跟那个Glenn老师谈一谈，但是梁家慧跟陈林红，你们还要签名那个合同。如果你们不签名那个合同，我们这里有一点问题，不要忘记，好不好？可以吗？可以。OK， 你们什么时候发一个 email 给我？什么时候？